Please read the disclaimer. Holy smokus, it ain't no jokes. XRP holders, is it finally over? We got some breaking news that has markets pumping, but actually uncertain about what's happening. We got news about jobs. We got a new Ripple partnership. Lots to talk about, so let's get into it right now. XRP is sitting at $1.32. Bitcoin at 67,000, Ethereum at 2,000. You can see there was this pop here. But then, since then, you can see XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they all sold off of this. We had big news that came out and had the S&P 500 was already in the green today, but news that came out that Iran potentially wants to end the war with the US, but wants guarantees. So this is what have the market right now a little bit uncertain. What are these guarantees? So first initial, of course, situation was pop, right? The markets popped. You can see this is the NASDAQ. It popped. And then we saw a pullback, okay? Because the markets then said to themselves, wait a second, what are these guarantees? Even oil, you can see oil dropped there, right? And then started coming back a little bit. The price still over $100 because we don't know what these guarantees are going to be. And it's very interesting because this came out just an hour after this came out that Iran issues a warning that it will target 18 U.S. technology companies if the U.S. continues its target against Iranian leaders beginning on April 1st. So that comes out, but then an hour later, this comes out. And the Secretary of Defense, or it's not called defense anymore, right? It's called something else, said negotiations are very real, ongoing, active, and gaining strength. We don't want to do more military than we have to. In the meantime, we'll negotiate with bees, right? And so all of this happening, but before that, President Trump actually told the New York Post that his mission was to prevent Iran from possessing a nuclear, right? And that he has succeeded, right? So these two statements signal that we might be close to the end. Of course, I would be happy if that happens, right? Me more than other people, or you, or people, but everybody would be happy. I think, right? I don't know. And then the truthfully, I don't care about the missiles. I don't care about, just get the kids to school. We're already going cuckoo, right? Remember, like, when the pandemic hit and there were like closures, so we can go out, but you can't really go too far because, for example, today there was only like 2 minutes. Sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it's 2 minutes. You don't know. So it depends. Is it coming from Iran? Is it coming from Lebanon? So, but just get the kids to school. This coincided with vacation, right? There's like a Passover vacation, which is like 2 or 3 weeks. So just a very long period of time that it's going to come up to like 2 months that they're going to be home. It's a long time, right? In the middle of the year. Then you have summer vacation in 3-4 months. That's kind of wild. But anywho, if we get back to what's happening, it was interesting because we opened the day up with US job openings drops by 360,000 in 1 month. At the same time, consumer confidence came in higher than expected at 91.8 versus 87.8. If you hear the screaming in the background, it's my kids. I'm telling you, they need to go back to school. On the surface, this looks strong, but the underlying data is telling a different story. The Chicago PMI fell to 52.8 from 57.7 last month. This is a sharp drop in manufacturing activity in a very short period of time. And JOLTS job openings came in 6.88 million versus 7.24 million last month. There's a clear decline in demand for workers. So now we have consumers still feeling confident, jobs declining, and manufacturing slowing. This combination does not stay stable for long. Consumer confidence is usually a lagging indicator. It reflects how people felt in the recent past, not what is happening right now. Jobs and manufacturing data tend to move first. That is what we are starting to see. If this trend continues, the confidence data will likely follow lower in the coming months. So this is something that we need to watch. Of course, right now it's not affecting the crypto market, but going forward, this could be one of the factors. The manufacturing, we've talked about this, has been an indicator of what's going to happen. And again, we've talked about this in the past, that the interest rates, that crypto has never had a big run when interest rates were over 2%. So That's the question. Is this going to be the first time? Remember, we know that history sometimes repeats itself, but sometimes it doesn't. We've learned that in 2025. So it will be very interesting to see how this plays out over the next coming weeks. And you can see here, the market is clearly confused. Bitcoin traded between 65,900 and 68,300 today with a weak candle body formation on the daily. A long leg doji candle closing the month of March at a critical support clearly signals indecision. So tomorrow is April 1st, and we'll see what's going to happen in April. Some people have told me in the past that once you start running into April, or if you pass April 15th, then people in the US get they finish their taxes and they get a refund or whatever, and then they use that to invest in the markets. We'll see if that's a thing that happens this year or not. Again, I don't know. As always, I just want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Very, very important. Also, remember that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or to send me anything. Those are scammers, those are imposters. I will never DM you first. I do once every 2-3 weeks a sweep, and I just found like 4 new Twitter imposters, and I have to go now and report them. So just be very careful out there, okay? That's all I can do is report them. Like if I change, my YouTube or something, then they'll change it too, right? They'll see it. But so just this is what I'm doing right now, and hopefully we can spread the word about it. RWA continues to grow on XRPL. Just 3 months into 2026, and RWA tokenization on XRPL is off to a roaring start. January 1st, we had a total value of 1 billion. March 30th, about 2+ billion, and continuing to grow. I wonder what this number is going to be by the end of the year. Will be around 10 billion, 5 billion? Let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Are we going to see this continue, or is there going to be some equilibrium where, okay, we've tokenized enough things and now there's nothing left to tokenize, so it's not going to continue to grow? I still think there's a lot to tokenize, but maybe that will change as we tokenize more things. But it will be very, very interesting to see what happens. Now, I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. This is one of the bad parts of the fact that the crypto market has been lagging. The fact that after the halving, the price of Bitcoin did not pump, XRP did not pump. You're going to have some of these things that happen. So Bitfarms plan to exit fully from Bitcoin. Bitfarms still holds 1,800 Bitcoin, but Signal plans to eventually sell all the remaining Bitcoin. The company is pivoting from Bitcoin mining toward a 2.2 gigawatt AI and HPC data center pipeline as it rebrands to Keel Infrastructure. So we talked about this, that this was a possibility, I think it was like a week or 2 ago, that we'd see more mining companies shifting to AI. It's just because it's becoming unprofitable for them because of the halving and the fact that the price of Bitcoin has not gone up. In the past, they were able to manipulate it. They were able to pump it. Interest rates were low. The market moved up. They were able to continue, sustain, even when there was a halving. And of course, the price went up a lot. But now, if you go back to 2021, we were at similar prices. So, but remember, there was a halving. So they have 2 times harder time to mine Bitcoin. And same electricity, even electricity might be more expensive in some countries as inflation goes up. And so this is a problem, right? But if maybe they're saying to themselves, if we move to AI, we can make money there. So they already have the hardware to do it. So it's going to be interesting to see how many more of these companies will do this shift. Again, if the price of crypto continues to be here, or if people are talking about Bitcoin dropping to 50,000, 30,000, potentially you'll see more companies doing this because they can't continue to operate. Will be interesting. We talked this morning about the quantum computing, and I actually did a little bit of deep dive, not a little bit. I read a few articles on it because I did do a course in cryptography in university, and that's where I first learned about Bitcoin back in 2012. And it was very interesting to me, what they were thinking. And I saw this pop up, and it says that Satoshi Nakamoto acknowledged Bitcoin quantum risk early in 2010, suggesting if it happens gradually, we can transition. So I've been reading about the potential transitions, the potential of how they can change. It's mostly Bitcoin and Ethereum. XRP is at a better stage than them. But of course, this could be very detrimental to the whole crypto market if it isn't figured out. Hopefully it can get figured out over the next coming years. It could even need to be figured out a year or two from now. So hopefully we have teams that are working on it, because teams are working on building that quantum computer. I think it's at Google and maybe at Harvard, if I remember correctly. So we'll see potentially how that is going to play out. A new partnership for Ripple here. Coinvera joins forces with Ripple to empower stable coin-enabled cross-border payments. Coinvera is global leader in commercial payments with an unrivaled regulatory footprint and a financial network spanning more than 140 countries and 200 countries in territory. Coinvera is managing the future of business payments, combined tech lead payment solution with deep expertise in foreign exchanges, risk management and compliance from small businesses to CFOs and traders. Coinvera helping our customers grow with confidence, and now partnering with Ripple, and Ripple came out with the statement here as well. I also read today about Swift. That is actually, I recently used Swift. I need to transfer some money, and it was actually a lot better than it previously was. It was pretty fast. I think it was like 3 days, but if you look at that relative to the crypto market, it's still significantly much longer. And they announced today that they were going a step forward with their blockchain. We'll see what comes out of that. Are they competing with Ripple, or is Ripple looking at a different part of the ecosystem and they won't clash and take business? But on the flip side, competition is good, right? If you have a monopoly over something, sometimes it's not good, there's no growth. But if there's competition, then the product gets better, the customer gets better. So we'll see how that plays out. Again, it could affect XRP. I give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, and it's always important to remember that. As always, don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. Subscribe to the channel if you keep coming back and you're not subscribed. Now's the time to do so. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.